Is tied for third best on the list with the 78 Sonics, while the 57 Celtics won their first 14 games. All three of those clubs made it to the NBA Finals that year, something Houston and Seattle might just be battling for come playoff time. The Rockets trying to keep it going against the Clips in L.A. Rudy T telling his team exactly what they need to be 13-0. Robert Horry, the reject. Mario Ellie on the reverse jam, the fourth quarter. Vernon Maxwell for three. No, Rockets go ice cold when they needed it. Clippers turn the heat up. Danny Manning the layup, 79-77 in favor of the Rockets. Marielli's three, no good. Rudy T, maybe a TO would be good. Minute 18 left. Jackson to Manning, 18-footer. He's got it tied at 79. 24 seconds left. Ellie over the top to Hakeem. The jumper, he's got it, and he'd enjoy it as well. So the Rockets hang on for an 82-80 thriller. The winning streak that just would not go away continues on. Next up for Houston, they'll host the Bucks Tuesday. That's fine, but then they go visit Patrick and the Knicks on Thursday. Olajuwon at 15 points. You see, said if the Sonics got to 13-0, he'd shave all of his hair. Cavs come out running in the first. John battled the layup, 26 for him. The Cavs by 19 at the break. Sonics come back in the third. Sean Kemp, some serious hang time here. It was serious without the slow-mo. Hot Rod Williams for 2 of his 26. 10-2 Sonics run to start the third. Then it's Gary Payton inside. The fake. The hoop, draws the contact, scored the goal, 26 for Payton in the foul, 13 in the third. Sonics get within 5 in the fourth. That Cav combo, Price to battle again. And yes, Mark, John, the rest of the Cavs put a halt to the Sonics' unbeaten streak. George Karl, the rest of his hair, okay for now. So the Rockets perfect all by themselves now alone. Also Seattle's first loss by more than 10 points since last February alone. Get out of here. Second quarter, Suns up by 13 off the rebound. Barkley behind his back to Dan Marley. And Barkley did it all in this particular game. Time running down first half. Barkley from 3 nails that. Suns led by 18 at the half. This is late third quarter. Marley sees Charles do it. He tries to nail his own 3. He got it. He had 19. Suns led by 32. Barkley and KJ both with big games early as the Suns win it. That's because KJ had 26 points. Charles, 25 points, 12 boards. Those were only in 3 quarters of action. Karl Malone, check this out, held a 13.6 rebounds.
In the Omni, first quarter, big Sean Bradley. Nice pass to Warren Kidd, who goes left with the slam. Mad Dog up 1 early. But then Kevin Wills finishes the Hawks fast break with the slam. 14.6 boards in the first half. Sean Bradley throws it away, one of 31 Sixer turnovers. And then it's Stacey Mook. Hawks up by 20 at the half. Fourth quarter, Stacey Augmon keeps it for the roll. Moses remembers better days. Hawks win at 111-79. Mookie Blaylock had 15 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists to become the second player in Hawks history to get a triple-double. The other, Doc Rivers, who did it 4 times. The Hornets and the Heat, first quarter, Heat down by 8. Cycli up. Is it goaltending by Zoe? No, it's a block. We go the other way. Muggsy, 7 assists on the night. One of them to Larry Johnson, who scored 16. Hornets led by 1 at the half. Heat rally back, including a 16-0 run in the third. Then in the fourth, Glenn Rice continues his hot shooting from the night before in Boston. The jump hook, straight away, and then free throw line. Leads all scorers with 29. The Heat go on to win 114-100. Steve Smith added 21. Matt Geiger, 15 points and 13 boards. Del Curry and Alonzo scored 16 for the Hornets. What about Anthony Mason? Great game this afternoon at the Garden. The follow-up, Mason 12 points, 8 boards at the half. Then give it to Anthony. Underneath. And then it's Starks. Ewing, watch the pass from Charles Oakley quickly to Mason. Mason led the Knicks with season highs 20 points and 12 boards. Knicks trying to keep the Pistons under 85. Everybody getting involved late in the game. Marcus Liberty, no way. It's good. The 85th point. Nobody gets pizza. Lambeer and the Pistons ruin it for everybody. Knicks win 112-85. Charles Smith returned the lineup with 15 points in 23 minutes. It was Detroit's worst defeat of the season. Magic and the Bullets, the old condensation from the ice underneath, delayed the game. And watch this. Shaq denied by 7'7" George Murasan from Romania. But the steal by Hardaway, Shaq the slam, 23 points on the night. Rex in the fourth, 2 3-pointers down the stretch. Bulls take a 1-point lead. Under a minute to play. Bullets up only 2. Duckworth. Purvis Ellison loves it. Bullets win 112-110. Orlando has lost 3 straight. Shaq was held to 1 point in the fourth quarter. Lakers T-Wolves, Nick Van Exel has a secret. He's going to walk with the ball and not get called. Yeah, Hey, he's the birthday boy. Turned 22. Give him the hoop. Wolves run. Nice pass. Nice dunk. Isaiah Ryder and the foul. He can see clearly now. 9 points for Isaiah. Sidale. Worthy. The three. Lakers win. Worthy scored 9 of his 17 in the fourth quarter. It's only the second time this season the Lakers have held a team under 100 points. Steve.
Oh, they're in San Antonio. Terry Cummings with a reverse layup. Mavs youngsters would come up big. Jamal Mashburn 3-on-2 to Jim Jackson for the slam. Mash had 14. End of the first half. David Robinson dribbles up and pops from three-point land. Banks it in to Robinson's 28 points. John Lucas some time to smile and enjoy this one as his Spurs cruise. So it's now 8 straight the wrong way for Dallas. Maybe an indication of how bad things are. Not that Mashburn was the Mavs' top scorer, but that their top scorer only scored 14. He missed 17 of 19 from the floor. As a team, they hit on a whole 35%. Don't laugh. What about the 1-10 Bucks hosting Boston? Mike Dunleavy will do anything for a win. Third quarter, Sherman Douglas behind the back, the drive for 2. Then Sherm again, this time the pass, alley-oop, D. Brown, Celtics up 10, 55-45. Fourth quarter, Dunleavy looks to his bench. What am I going to do now? Time running out, game tied at 85. John Barry with the ball, the drive over Dino, and it goes 87-85 Bucks, and they hang on to win it. Milwaukee had won their opener, then lost their next 10. They beat Boston. Hope the pattern does not continue. Bucks had 11-game losing streaks in each of the last 2 seasons. And then there were the Nets and Nuggets doing it from Denver. Kevin Edwards, sweet pass to Derek Coleman, does the reverse no-look. Give me the kiss off the glass. Also, Rodney Rogers had a great game. Little coast-to-coast. Forget about the pass here. He led all scorers 23. Nuggets fast break, as is their style. Reggie Williams to Tom Hammonds for the slam. Nuggets rout 111-89 over Jersey. They hit on 71% of their first quarter shots. That enabled them to build a 38-19 lead. The edge got as big as 32. In the fourth, Jersey had a 16-zip run.
Cliff Robinson with the rebound out to Rod Strickland. Finds Clyde the Glide. He takes it the distance, and still in the first, Clyde coming up with the steal. Strickland coming up with the dish. Jerome Kersey coming up with the hoop. He had 15. Clyde had 17 at halftime. A pro Weber crowd, including Michigan coach Steve Fisher on hand. That wasn't Steve with the sign, by the way. 1:23 into the game. Weber goes up for a rebound, and they're going to blame this one on Bill Laimbeer. Only a sprain. X-rays were negative on the left ankle. Weber would not return. He'll be examined Monday by team doctors. Don Nelson worried, even though his team only down by 2. Latrell Sprewell for 3. And the Warriors would go up 3 in the closing seconds. Don Chaney calls on Lindsey Hunter's number. You see the time, you see the shot, you see the block, and you see the Golden State victory. This hoop would not count. They didn't need it. Golden State picks up the victory at the Palace, 91-88. Billy Owens was the man, 21 points, 22 rebounds. And despite losing Weber, the Warriors out-rebounded the Pistons by 14. 17 times they've tried in Portland, 17 times.
For the Spurs up 11. One of 16 Spurs turnovers leads to the fast break, and Ken Norman finishes it off. Bucks back within 1. That's as close as they would get. Watch Rodman underneath. Had 19 rebounds and 2 points. A 9-0 run puts the Bucks away. Final 102-95 Spurs. The Bucks hit 7 of 24 shots in the final period. Shea's above his average by 8. He scored 11. Spurs now hit the road for games with Charlotte, Orlando, and Philly. And John Lucas has told David Robinson, quote, "This is the trip to prove you're the best center in the NBA." Pacers and Kings, 105-103 the final. Difference in this one was quarter number 3. Pacers outscoring the Kings by 11. There's 13-6 versus New Jersey in L.A. Jackson to Harper for the easy layup where early won. Second half, more Harper. He had 36 and it's 74-73 Clippers. One more time, the Harper show. Danny Manning over the top, alley-oop. He's fouled. It's a 3-point play. A 35-6 run makes it 103-80. And it is over. 14 of Harper's 36 come in the third quarter. Manning adds 20, Jackson 15. Loivot had 21 boards as the Clips out-rebounded the Nets 64-41. Check out this sequence, and both teams actually skip a beat. Ori steals it from Vin Baker, and Ori has it stolen right back by Eric Murdoch. Ken Norman to Murdoch, who finishes it off, tied at 49. Rockets 22 turnovers. Ori says, all right, ref, I'm not going to turn it over. Watch me fly. And Vernon misses, and there's Ori. I think he leads the league in the slam dunk follow category. He scored 11, also had 6 steals. The score tied at the break. Vernon then steps up. The 3, 2 of 7 from long range, and he can do it from inside as well. He had 8 of 17 shots. Then, off the Murdoch miss, Scott Brooks gets it to Maxwell, and Vernon slams it home. He scored 19 in the game, and this sign tells the story. 14-0. Hakeem, 42 minutes, 20 points, 12 boards. Maxwell scored 11 during a 17-3 run. Karl came in averaging just over 10, and he goes from 3, and he hits, and he feels it again. He scored 11 in the first half. And then the hoop and the harm, he had 16 in the game. 36-24, Sixers after 1. Sonics come back. Hey, Sean, excuse me, that's Kendall Gill. Sonics cut a 17-point lead down to 6 at the break. Eric Lechner, oh, Sean Kemp, get out of my way. Sixers by 4. Kemp responds. Nick McMillan to Gary Payton. You're not going to stop Kemp. 8 of 11, 19 points. And then off the feed from Schrempf, he goes with the left-handed slam. Impressive. Sonics win it 92-80. Sean Bradley was a non-factor. 16 minutes, 2 points, 2 rebounds, 1 block shot, 1 technically. Said, I was awestruck. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. I didn't even sweat. I didn't even swear. And I got a T. I don't think he sweat either, Craig. Back in all first quarter. Hot Rod Williams gets the loose ball. Oh, denied by the big old Olden Polonies, who had 4 blocks on the night. The shot clock running down. Oh, the price. The price is always right in Cleveland. 14 points, 9 assists. Second half, it was tea time. Tyrone Hill, the pump fake, and the left. Best game since coming over from the Warriors. 18 points, 12 boards. Lambeer watches as the Pistons lose 92-74. Brad Daugherty had 19 rebounds for Cleveland. The Pistons have lost 4 in a row. Last year's NBA Finals revisited. Scottie Pippen returned from the ankle injury. Pippen on the break, going to give it up. No, extend. Bulls by 21. Pippen had 29 points. The Bulls were rolling. Pippen again. This time feeds Horace Grant. Bulls by 23. And everyone gets involved. B.J. Armstrong pushing. Gives it up. Pete Myers, the man who replaces Michael. Pulls up 25, and then tempers flared. Kenny Bauer ejects just about everybody. Kevin Johnson, gone. Paul Westphal, gone. Assistant coach Lionel Hollins, out of here. Danny Ainge, 2 flagrant fouls. Danny can't believe it. Animated, you bet. Bulls win big. Pippen, back after missing 10 games with an injured ankle, also had 11 rebounds and 6 assists. The Suns were led by Dan Marley's 26 points. D. Brown says, so long, Stacy. And the nice lay-in Brown, a career-high 32 in 46 minutes of action with Gamble out and hurt. Sherm Douglas out of control. Mookie Blaylock finds Neek. And watch Neek slash in for 2. He has had so many great games against the Celtics, had 37, tying a season high. Atlanta works the pick and roll. And it's Elo to Willis, and Willis had 24 and 11 boards, and the Hawks outscore the Celts 30-19 in quarter 3. Neek called this version of the Hawks the most consistent team he's played on. Our offense still hasn't clicked. Our defense is carrying us. In fact, the D blocked 7 shots and forced 20 Celtics turnovers. The Blazers playing only their 5th road game of the year in Miami, and Clyde had plenty to smile about. Early 1, Clyde from 3. He had 3 of 4 from deep, and then again from the same spot. He had his first 7 shots. Harold in the lane. Glenn Rice the fadeaway. He made only 6 of 19, did score 18. Fourth quarter, Steve Smith off the break. Drexler on the other end, just season high 33. Blazers up 10. And it's Clyde. Drexler finds Robinson on the feet and the easy bucket. He scored 17. Final in the game was 123-109. The Blazers hit 58% of their shots. Clyde said it's our longest trip of the year. We don't want it to feel that long. Now, there had been some rumors that the Heat were for sale. Club officials deny that, Craig. The lob from Avery Johnson, a modest 9 points for Wimber. Mashburn scooping the foul. He had 26 to lead the Mavs. Warriors on the break. Latrell to Weber, back to Sprewell for the slam. And then Avery Johnson again pushing to Weber down the pipe with the quick one-hand throwdown. But the man was Sprewell. The full jackknife. And the Warriors win 103-91. Warriors had a season-high 30 assists. They've won 4 in a row. Sprewell scored 23 points. Avery Johnson added 19. The Jazz over the Nuggets. Karl scores 28. The Jazz had a 20-7.
Lonzo shows David he can play D with the SWAT. He had 4 blocks. Hornets down 14 at the break, and the Dell show begins. He rings 1, he rings 2. He took 11 three-pointers, and he hit 5 of them. We're tied at 82 apiece, but the Admiral was getting it done on D himself. He breaks up the alley-oop. He also had 4 blocks. Then he shows how to score as he goes over Mourning and gets harmed. David played 44 minutes, took 27 shots, and he hit 12 of them, including the pretty reverse right past Mourning. John Lucas stuck with his horses. Rodman, Anderson, and Dale Ellis joined Robinson in the 40-plus minute play department. The Hornets became the 14th team in 15 games to be held under 100 by San Antonio. The first quarter set the tone in this one. Hornets hit only 3 of their first 11, scored only 16. So in 3 career meetings, David has dominated Alonzo. They were up against Scotty and his crew. He alley-ooped to Shaq, and then Donald Royal, 2 of his 10. Skiles was finding everybody, including Nick Anderson off the inbounds. And then it's the same combo. Anderson with 21. And this time he doesn't pass the bucko, he goes right over him. Rick Adelman wasn't pleased with the Skiles show. He had 20 assists, tying Stockton's record. And Anthony stepping out. The ref out of touch, doesn't call it. Penny with 16, and as I said, Skiles 20 assists. Shaq scored 26, 20 of them came in half 2. He was 8 of 8 from the floor, 7 of those were dunks. The Blazers shot just 42% from the field. Drexler scored 33 on Tuesday. He had only 12 in this one, Greg.
He looks older already, doesn't he? Lakers, the big men. Eldon Campbell to Vlade, no problema. Lakers by 13. Second quarter, the lone Maverick moment. Lucius Harris. 360 by Nick Van Exel. Mavs trailed by 16. Sedell Threatt, 6 steals on the night. Here picks Sean Rooks to Doug Christie. Sedell Threatt. There's Doug. Finger roll. Lakers cruise 124-91. Mashburn just 7 points on the night. The Lakers score their season high. Eldon Campbell scores 18. Christie and George Lynch added 16 apiece. Jim Jackson led the Mavs with 16. They've now lost 10 in a row. The Wolves over the Kings in Arco. West scores 23, Leitner 19. The Kings have lost 5 straight. Wayman Tisdale and Walt Williams scored 25 apiece for Sacramento. Gets the Celtics going early. Long pass from Sherm to D. Sky, but D had to leave the game with a thigh bruise. The Celtics had a 20-point lead. Bolts rallied in the third. Oh, slim down Rex for the jam. Bad pass by the Chief. Michael Adams is there to pick up a loose ball. The Bolts actually led by 7 in the fourth, but the Celtics went on a 15-0 run. Jimmy Oliver, shooter's touch. 2 of his 14. Rick Fox open for 3. Fox had 25 points, 4 assists, and 4 boards. Celtics win 21-13. Dino Raja scores 22. Goog scores a season-high 30, but the Bullets get their 8th straight road loss. Down 17 in the second half. Then they go berserk. Kenny Anderson was torrid. From Ramil, it's Kenny. He had 29 points, and then he dished to Derek Coleman, who had 22. The slam. Nets took the lead in the fourth, and then it's Anderson. 18 assists for Kenny. Gives to Kevin Edwards for the slam. 30-4 run by the Nets. They win it 97-82. Snap the Cavs' 3-game win streak. They limited the Cavs to just 1 field goal in the first 11 minutes of the fourth and final quarter. Pacers at the Clips. Gary Grant swatted by Dale Davis. And then it's Reggie Miller straight out of Compton, way deep. And excuse me while I kiss the sky, Reggie. Play of the night. Aaron alley-oop saved by Sam Mitchell. Scott Haskin, dunk you very much. Larry Brown's homecoming is a happy one. Pacers win 120-100. Miller had 5 threes for a season-high 35. The Pacers tie a club record with their 4th straight road win. Manning scored 22 points. Ron Harper scored 21, but was ejected in the 4th quarter after getting his 2nd technical.
Akeem the man tonight. Ewing early getting blocked by Akeem, and that starts the fast break. Robert Ory outlet to Vernon Maxwell, who abuses Ewing on the other end. Houston up by 3. Doc Rivers tries to bring the Knicks back. Here the steal on the inlet pass intended for Olajuwon. Starks gets blocked by Ory, but Anthony Mason there to pick up the scraps. Rockets, but then at that point, Rockets will go on a 21-4 burst. That is Olajuwon. Spinning jumper from 12, beating Ewing. 17 first-half points for Olajuwon, and the second half, more of the dream. Here, the jam after beating Ewing, 37 points. Patrick Ewing says, I have seen enough. Double team, forget about it. Count it. Olajuwon, 37 points in the win. But the nastiest play of the night, Charles Oakley, bleeding profusely from his forehead after he caught a stray elbow. The Rockets tie a NBA record 94-85. Olajuwon rips the Knicks 37 points, 15 of 27 shooting. John Starks pours in 35 to pace New York. The Rockets have won 9 of their 15 on the road, but maybe none as difficult as this one at MSG. The T-Wolves paid a visit to the Coliseum. Billy Owens saying hello with a pretty alley-oop from Josh Grant. T-Wolves by 7 at the half, however. Fourth quarter, Christian Laettner, strong move to the hole. Is he pumped? Yeah, you could say so. 22 points, 15 boards for Laettner. He gets burned by the rookie Chris Webber back from the ankle injury, the bucket and the foul. Wolves up 5, however. Isaiah Ryder wheels, deals, the fadeaway over Latrell Sprewell. Doug West later splits the defenders and puts it home. Michael Williams led all scorers with 28 points. Laettner, 22 for the T-Wolves as they go on to win 103-91. T-Wolves win consecutive games for the first time this season. Nancy?
12-1. Commemorating the anniversary, players wearing 1973 uniforms. Kevin Duckworth gets denied by Sean Kemp. Sonics break. Nate McMillan finishes it at the other end. 14-zip run for the Sonics. Still in the second, Rex Chapman with the nice pass to Tom Gugliotta. He dishes to Don McLean for the dunk. A 46-32 Sonics lead. Now time for some Sean Kemp highlights. Payton to Kemp, the pretty alley-oop. Payton to Kemp again. From the other side, Sonics by 19. Third, Detlef Schrempf misses the J, not to worry, right there for the stuff, Sean Kemp. The Sonics finished the road trip 5-1. Kendall Gill and Gary Payton led the way with 18 points apiece as the Bullets had their 5-game home winning streak snapped. On to the Palace at Auburn Hills, Suns and Pistons, and Bill Lambier egging on Charles Barkley. They shake hands before the start of the game. First quarter action, Isaiah Thomas to Terry Mills, who hits the jumper. Mills with 14 points in the first quarter alone. But the Suns would answer. Danny Ainge, the alley-oop to Barkley for the one-handed reverse layup. Suns within 1. Now 2 minutes to play, 98-95 Phoenix. Thomas loses the ball to Kevin Johnson, who passes to Oliver Miller. Over to Dan Marley for the layup. Suns by 5, and Don Chaney watches this one slip away. Charles Barkley had 21 to lead 5 Suns in double figures. Barkley also added 10 assists and 9 rebounds, just missing the triple-double. Next stop, Salt Lake City, Pacers and Jazz. Rick Smits catches an elbow on the chin from Karl alone. He would be okay. Pacers on the move now. Kenny Williams there to jam it home off the miss. But the Jazz were also working it. Malone hits Felton Spencer alone for the jam. Jazz by 2 at halftime. Second half off the steal. John Crotty hits the mailman, and he will jam as the Jazz roll on to the 103-87 victory. Jeff Malone led the way with 27 points. Karl Malone added 25 and 18 rebounds. Reggie Miller led the Pacers with 15.